out of sight, out of mind. Now they drive like every other young person. Does this cross your mind, buddy? That's why.
It does cross my mind, and
It's like perfect moments where you're like, get him, yes, fuck.
Nice. You did something stupid, and you're in jail for it? Don't call me.
How long are you leaving them?
Until they get released.
Okay. So I've decided when I finally end up in the news, it's going to be people driving like assholes.
Oh, fucking tell me about it, right?
For years, man, I wondered, what is it that's, when I finally end up on the front page, what it's going to be? It's going to be people driving like fuck nuts. I'm getting tired of it.
Yep.
And I don't know what's worse. Maybe you can weigh in here, buddy. I hate no headlights or taillights for that matter. When people think they're running lights or their lights. So you're going to work in the morning. Some guy comes up behind you. You can hardly see the lights. They get past you. There's no taillights on the thing at all. They just don't know any better. And I say guy. It's usually some lady.
Yep.
Or the people with the super bright ones. And then if I get one more person who cuts me off to slow down to 10 kilometers an hour. There's a Canadian coming at me. 10 miles an hour slower than what they were driving when they needed to pass me. The fuck are we doing here?
Yep. Yep. Do you find it more in your commercial rig than you do your personal rig?
Yes, way more in the commercial van.
Yeah, the fucking assholes. Like, I don't know what people's deal is with commercial vehicles. I hate driving my commercial truck.
I think I know because, if I'm driving my own vehicle and I get behind one on the road, I don't like that I can't see through them either, especially if it's twitchy traffic, right? Well, you might be slowing down.
Tough shit. Back the fuck off for a hot minute.
Right, back off a little bit, yeah.
Right, and you can see around, most of them, just fine.
Yeah, people they have no idea. They don't know it takes us longer to stop.
Right. No, because we weigh fucking...
Right, and I'm only driving like a service van.
Yeah.
You're driving, pulling big equipment sometimes. Guys are driving full-size vehicles. Like.
Yep. And I don't do it so much anymore, but fully loaded when I was running my outdoor rig, it's 26,000 pounds.
Right.
Oh, but yeah, go ahead, cut me off. Dude, I've had so many motorcycles cut me off. And it's guys on crotch rockets.
Oh, there's always guys on crotch rockets.
Motherfuckers, I couldn't see them once they got... I had one that I thought I was going to actually run him over. He cut me off from the passenger side so hard that all I could see was his helmet past my hood. Dude, you're too fucking close. People need to back the fuck off.
Yeah, way off.
Right.
Yeah, and don't assume you can pull ahead of me the same way you can a little fucking car. It takes me a hot minute to slow down, and again, I'm not driving a crazy heavy vehicle.
Yeah, you're 10,000 pounds.
All day.
Right.
Loaded with gear all day.
Yeah.
But come on, your common sense is so gone in this day and age that you don't realize if you're driving a vehicle.
Right.
You pull ahead of somebody, bigger things stops. Come on.
And here's the honest to God truth about it. I've thought about it a lot. If I ended up fucking hitting somebody in full accident, like I couldn't do anything about it, right? I'm not intentionally driving, so I'm going to hit somebody.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But if I end up hitting somebody, I'm not going to feel bad. I just won't be like, oh, this sucks to be you fucking moron.
There's going to be some of that.
Yeah. I have no sympathy for people that do it.
Yeah. I drive crazy defensive because I'm on the company vehicle. I would rather take longer to get somewhere than accidentally be like, I'm not in a panic, right?
Right.
But even then, when I'm not in a panic, how many people jam their brakes on in front of you to cut in?
Every fucking time.
Every fucking day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Speed up just to get that last fucking...
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And then slam on their brakes when they get in front of you.
Yeah. And listen, I know semis need the road. We're not getting all our stuff. We've talked about it before. We need semis on them.
Right.
Man, I understand you're in a time crunch, but whoa, you don't need to cut over at the last minute for an exit. Get back in a mile back, tough it out for the 5 minutes. Sorry, welcome to driving in traffic.
Right. They make, usually, especially in the metro area, there's another exit a mile up the road.
Yeah. You're going to force yourself in. No, they don't want to bother with that. This is where I always go.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yep. Then you know what? I've had to teach 3 kids how to drive.
Holy fuck.
Right. And they're doing all right. But I always give them I preach to them. I'm like, look, 2 miles before your exit, you get in the fucking lane you need to be in. Not a quarter of a mile before your fucking exit doing 65 miles an hour.
Yeah, if you got to force yourself out into everyone else's life because you left late for wherever you're going.
Tough shit.
or get better at explaining to somebody, hey, sorry, I didn't anticipate traffic.
Right.
Sorry, I'm late. Like, be honest or think ahead. Pick one. For fuck's sakes.
And I will fuck with people when lanes end and merges happen. If I see somebody blowing up the right side to fucking pass everybody, I will fuck with. I won't cut into their lane, but I will speed up. They will not get in front of me. I will force them on the shoulder. I've forced people into cones because of that.
And
I don't care.
Yeah, and I haven't forced anybody off or even kind of done that like on purpose. But if I'm going 65 and a 65 and someone's coming down and they're parallel with me on that merging lane, fuck you. You figure it out.
Yep.
And if you figure it out means you slowly creep ahead, so right at the end of that lane or even after, you're now cutting right in front of me and we're just kissing bumpers a little bit or barely.
Yep.
No, don't do that. Slow down. Fucking figure your life out.
There's a brake pedal for a fucking reason.
Oh, and then almost every one of them, like, don't be honking at me.
Yep.
I did my part. I kept a consistent speed. Fuck you. Learn how to drive.
Yep.
I'm sorry your parents were also self-righteous pricks
And
who
didn't teach you how to
told
fucking
you that person will get out of your way. That's their...
something that's really kind of drawn me on the short fucking string is how many red lights and and stop signs I see fucking get ran.
Oh, constantly.
It's like, you son of a bitch. I don't give a fuck if you're turning right.
All right.
Stop.
Or 10 cars at the stop and go on-ramp where they've got the lights, getting traffic to slowly enter onto the freeway. And then that one dickhead just burns through right after the other person. Like, okay, you must be in a huge rush.
Yep.
I guess.
And it's usually a Beamer or an Audi.
Or a jacked up truck with something about Jim Bob that lived for 20 years, who obviously probably died for doing the same fucking things.
Right.
Whatever, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a real regular vehicle.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep. Fuck people.
Hey, man, I guess it could be worse. At least our vehicles are big enough that somebody bumps into us. It's not going to be on us.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I mean, unless it's a semi. Semi will drive you off the road. Another big van, but somebody bumps into me with a pickup or a car, like...
I've almost killed 2 people in the past 5 years.
Oh, really?
Like, almost, yeah. They could have died because of their stupidity. And it's nothing I did. So I had one instance, I was driving a line truck, right? Line trucks are big.
Sure.
And they're not fast, and I'm cruising along. I got off the one highway. I was getting back onto another one. Little white car was right behind me, and I'm in the acceleration lane, giving it everything that she's got to get up to 55 miles an hour before I merge. And I get right to the end of it. My blinker's on to come over to the left. There's a semi passing in the left lane, and I'm getting into the right lane. That fucking car came out of nowhere out from behind me and slowly crept up next to me, got into the left lane, and was passing me before I got to the acceleration ramp. And as I coming over, I just happened to see him down below, a little white Ford Focus, and the semi had to move over because I was like, I didn't even know he was there. I would have crushed him between me and a semi.
Oh, there's another thing too. They don't know we can't see them.
Nope.
You think we can see you? Maybe.
Yeah, a little Ford Focus in front of a semi disappears.
Right. Yeah. We might be able to see in our mirrors, but probably not. Like.
Yep. And I'm like, dude, like 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Let that semi pass me. You could have jumped in behind him. You would have been able to fly like the fucking wind. But no, he almost got crushed.
Stop assuming common sense and morons, man.
Yeah, fucking.
It's a waste of your time and theirs. They're not going to get any smarter.
No.
They got to a point in their life where these are their beliefs. And I have things that other people probably disagree with too. I know I do the same thing. I have beliefs that I've decided over the years that people are like, that's not right. Okay, but this driving thing, I mean, we're not moving out of your way. Don't hide in fucking blind spots.
Right.
Oh man, my missus is the worst.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Cruise control on, sitting right in some pickup's blind spot going on like a trip up north or something on the highway. Match speeds.
Do that.
I'll go on for like a minute before I'm like, will you please pass that fucking thing or back off? That guy cannot see.
Yep.
And she's not doing anything negative. She's just she's speed limit, picking the speed, sets her cruise control, she's going.
Yep,
she just
cruising.
doesn't. She's just not concerned about that person not turning their head or not seeing her. And like, fuck.
Yep.
Nerve wracking, buddy.
Yep. And nobody fucking looks before they put on a blinker and changes lanes.
Wait. Oh, you're seeing blinkers. You're lucky you're dying.
Well, yeah.
I assumed everybody was out of blinker fluid. I assumed there was a blinker fluid shortage, man. I really did.
All the bulbs are broken.
They must be. Like, I figured it was
Yeah,
just part
there's
of
a
this.
lot of those.
Fuck, man.
Right.
I'm wondering, actually, maybe you can tell me this. You've lived in the States longer than me. We've got fancy cars in Canada. I mean, not even fancy, but more expensive cars in Canada, but maybe I just don't realize. Do they not put in turn signals standard? Because for what I can tell, people who drive BMWs and Audis and shit, they must not have wanted to pay the extra $1,000 for a turn signal because none of them fucking have one.
No. And if they do, they don't. Just self-righteous fucking pricks.
It's funny. I was thinking the exact same description this week, like self-righteous prick. Like, you're so self-important.
Yeah.
Really?
Right.
Like, I don't get it anymore, man. But on the bright side, I say this will be the thing I end up on the front page of the paper for. I'm getting better now. I don't not caring as much. Like, I can laugh at it. Not get like, oh fuck, what are you fucking doing? Like, now it's just like, yep, there's another kid today. I'm like,
Yep.
just another day on the road.
Yep.
And I'm not even there a lot. I mean, yes, I drive around, but I'm not putting 100 miles a day on most days.
Right.
Right. Drive one.
When the cars are driving by and they don't have their headlights on, do you give them a little flash with your headlight? Turn them off, turn them on, give them a heads up. This kid wasn't catching it. We were going through my town and he pulled out in front of me. No fucking lights on. Middle of the night. I shut him off. I was right behind him. Shut my lights off. Turned it back on like several times. And he didn't. He had no fucking clue. Had no clue whatsoever. And I'm all like, dude. So we got up to the stoplight. I rolled down my window and I pulled up ahead of him just enough that he could see my hand. And I started like giving him the hand
The flasher
signal.
signal. Yeah, sure you were.
Turn on your lights. And then he turned on his lights. I'm like, dude. Like,
Dude, people are oblivious.
do kids not understand? Because most of them I see are kids driving that don't turn on their headlights.
Yeah.
Teenagers.
Yeah. Sure. That's the way I feel too. I can agree. Mostly.
Do they not understand that lights, not all vehicles have automatic lights?
No.
And they're not shown that.
They don't.
It's like, dude, like you're taught in your parents' vehicle, which is probably nicer than the one that I would like to assume now. I've also gone to my kids' high school and there's H1 Hummers, H3 Hummers, there's Beamers,
Takes
Audis.
all kinds, buddy. Takes all kinds.
Fuck, it's stupid. Just stupid. I was the kid in my school that if somebody rolled into school with a freaking Audi or a Mercedes or some shit like that, it's not coming out clean. It's not coming out. I'm fucking keying the shit out of that car as I walk by it.
Really?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Fucking hater. I didn't know you were a hater. I mean, I guess I did know you were a hater. I just didn't know it went back that far.
Yeah.
I thought that was a recent development. You being a hater.
No. Look,
wow.
if you're dumb enough to let your kid take your Mercedes or Audi to school in a high school,
It is a bit much, right?
yeah, you're dumb enough to pay the fucking $1,500 repair bill
$1,500. Wow, you're generous. The
for a little key scratch.
for a little key scratch. Okay, man. I agree that it's unnecessary. Are there households that every vehicle in the driveway is what we're referring to is slightly more high end? Like,
Oh yeah.
sure, but that kid should get their car keyed every day because you don't like that.
No, I was the kid that would have done it. Like,
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that kid should get his fucking car keyed. What if his parents are loaded? That's the third car is their 5-year-old Mercedes. That's the old Mercedes.
they'll figure it out.
You really are a fucking hater. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
good.
hey motherfucker, send your kid to school in a 10-year-old vehicle. It ain't gonna get.
I think that every new driver should have to drive a shitbox for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not even a shitbox. The car that you drive should have to be a minimum of 10 to 15 years older than new model.
Well, and not only that, I think
Or have $100,000 on.
Yeah, I think it should be old enough so that the kid isn't 100% sure if it's going to make it to the town over.
Right, yeah, that nerves is good for your growth, right? That's good for growth as an adult. Yeah, you need to have that nervous feeling.
Yeah, like, I don't know if I can drive that to the next town over.
Right. Also something with no warranty. And I consider, again, no kids, said it a million times. You've got kids. I consider parents as kind of another warranty.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
if your car breaks down, your kid, you're going to help them out. You're going to make sure it gets up and running, right?
Yep.
The parent warranty is on.
Yep.
But no warranty on your vehicle, also a big growth experience for young people.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And I think it's come a long way in saying that the fact that my kids and the vehicles that they drive, they understand that I will help them, but they're taking on part of the responsibility. It's their responsibility. Like, daughter's car needed repaired. She bought all the parts. She had the financial responsibility. I was okay with doing the work, but she's helping me do the work.
Did you go to the auto parts store with her?
Yes.
Did she ask, or did you just step in?
No, I told her what she needs to actually ask for the parts.
She had the conversation with the person behind the counter? That's good. I agree with that entirely.
Yep. You need to know the specs of your vehicle and be able to buy parts for it.
Did she get her hands dirty at all during this? I mean, literally.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Turned a tool or two?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Even to the fact of scrubbing down the wheels to get all the brake dust and
Perfect.
rotor dust off of it.
That's the way to go, man. And I don't think that young people necessarily, although I believe those skills are important, obviously, right? I don't think they have to, because let's face it, some of them don't want to. Some of them are physically strong enough to snap those bolts loose sometimes. And also sometimes you want a professional to take care of something.
Right.
But knowing the effort that goes into those jobs, I think is also valuable for them too, because they hope that they remember, hey, when a mechanic gets a hold of this, or somebody who helped me out who's mechanically minded, a friend or a family member,
Right.
the effort that goes in to be appreciative. Not only that, but the fact that you need to know that the wear and tear that you put on driving your vehicle nicely or driving your vehicle like you stole it also factors into how often you're going to have to deal with this kind of shit.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah, it definitely forms a level of respect. That's for sure.
Yeah.
For
but
sure.
back to my point, the parent warranty. You should have to drive a vehicle at least for a couple of years when you're young that has no warranty. Right. Knowing if something goes wrong, that's on you.
Yep.
Or you got to go to mom or dad or whoever to get some help, right? That bit of anxiety keeps you from driving further than maybe you should have in bad weather. Do I really need to take my car to go on this trip with all the friends? Like,
right.
Realistic expectations for adulthood.
Right.
Again, easy for me to be mouthy. Got no kids.
Right. Right. No, you're 100% right though. 100%.
I've seen young people grow up, and we've talked to young people now are getting a little soft. So doing a little more of fixing up their own vehicles and, like you said, personal responsibility. Right. I think I couldn't have said it better there at all. Right. So we talked once before. One of your daughters had a little run-in with the law as far as driving went. We talked about it in an episode past or whatever. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, you feel like you're confident they're going to be good on the road?
Yeah, I am. Right. I am.
I mean, there's no chance that I could be calling you in 2 weeks going, holy fuck, your fucking daughter just fucking cut me off in traffic, son of a bitch. Like, they wouldn't be doing stuff like that. Like, you think you taught them well enough, or out of sight, out of mind, now they drive like every other young person? Like, does this cross your mind, buddy? That's why
it does cross my mind, and I bring up the conversations every now and then with them. Be like, hey, are you driving like a dick? Or are you driving a little bit responsible?
And how do they respond to that?
They're like,
see, doesn't a side note, okay? Don't forget where you're at in your story, buddy. I don't mean to step on you here. Doesn't the sigh at the start of every answer to every question mean you're not going to like the real answer, so what am I supposed to say? Like, isn't that a pause for effect break? Like, okay, what am I going to tell this motherfucker about this? Like, right?
Right. So, no, and they say, well, I've cut some people off, or I did that. And I'm like, at a certain point, though, the universe is going to fucking tell you.
Karma's real.
Yep.
Karma's dead serious real. Yeah.
Yep. So, and that's kind of where I leave it. It's just like, look, I taught you the right way. If you choose not to do it the right way, that's on you. The universe will correct you. And that's what it's at.
It'll work itself out, buddy. There's absolutely no argument with that.
And I tell them all the time, be like, just remember, if you run a red light or run a stop sign, don't come to a stop and don't look at what you're doing, you get T-boned. It's on you. It's all on you.
Yeah, don't assume people are going to see you.
Right.
Right? Like, maybe somebody else is in their own head at the same time. That's how a lot of bad accidents happen.
Yeah. I mean, everybody in this country and everybody in the world, we got shit going on. And I don't know how many times I've drove through a green light, thank God it was a green light, but then looked up in the rearview mirror going,
because you didn't know for sure.
Was that green?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm in my own head. Yep. I've got my own shit going on.
Happens to everybody every day.
Yep.
I've said before, I'll say it again. I'm not proud. You are going to hear me say this on this podcast every 3 months. It is amazing to me that with the tens of millions of cars on every road at every given moment, like across North America, that we don't see way more accidents.
Oh yeah, no shit, man.
It should be like 100 a day you see every single day in your commute to work with all these people who don't know it, different skill levels, different whatever, distraction, hurt. It's amazing to me that there isn't more like, and not even mean accidents, deaths and accidents, like
Right.
major
Accidents.
I'm amazed, buddy.
Nope, 100%.
Yeah, it should. Let's be honest. It should be way more than it is.
It should be.
Yeah.
It should be. I mean, thankfully, I think it would be way more if we weren't so spread out here in North America. We've got a lot of room. You know what I mean?
Even in town, you look at videos from any other, like, even industrialized or almost industrialized, like not third world countries, but ones who aren't quite up there yet. Yep. The number of vehicles on the road, like,
right.
You see all the intersections where it's 10,000 cars coming from every, like, just trying to figure it all out. It's amazing, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. The space here does seem to help. What also, let me assume on an average day, if I go to 4 different places, let's say I put 80 miles on my van today.
Mm-hmm.
I interacted with, which means I saw travel in the same direction as me, not in the same lane or whatever, right? But on the same 800 cars a day? Maybe I see 100 from one trip to another. It's probably more than that, right?
Way more than that, yeah.
I mean, that number alone, the fact that I don't get in an accident every single day,
right?
Crazy to me. So you see so many numbers. My point being, the people who are driving like assholes, we tend to notice them more.
They stick out, right?
Right. Traffic is flowing around good as a general society. We're all being nice to, well, there's a fucking Honda Civic fucking cutting people off again.
Yep.
And I've only been lucky enough to have 2 occasions where the cops were there when something happened.
I never have. You know, I'm always asking where the hell they are.
Yeah, 2. And actually 2 within a quarter mile of each other.
Oh, that's impressive.
494 almost to the bridge, almost the same area. I was wondering if it was the same cop kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
But no, they were a year off, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, where somebody's driving like a fuck nuts. You're like, man, I wish there was a cop around. Twice.
Nice.
State trooper. Like,
Nice.
could see people, look around to other people because it was basically stop and go traffic. So one of the guys squeezed his way between lanes past a couple cars, like on the yellow or the dotted line, and then squeezed back in. And there was another guy who was just on the shoulder between everybody in the concrete median, forcing himself through, went right past the state trooper that was 2 cars ahead of me. So like perfect moments where you're like, get him. Yes, fucking get him.
Nice.
So looking around at other people in their vehicles, people clapping, open their windows, honking their horns, like, fuck that guy. Yeah, that's right. Get that
He
fucking
fucking deserved it.
Yeah. And I will say, driving like assholes, swerving in and out, too fast, cutting people up. It's mostly dudes.
It's a lot of dudes, a lot of younger dudes.
A lot of younger dudes, right?
Yep.
Or somebody who's got what they perceive as a bigger vehicle. I see a lot more jacked up pickup trucks and bigger vehicles who drive like fuck nuts because they can, I think, or they believe they can.
Yeah, they believe they can. Yep. No, I agree. Most of them that I see are either like WRXs or Honda Civics or, like I said, Beamers, Audis, the high performance little cars that can, I mean, they handle like a
They
dream.
can zip in and out, right?
Yep. Yeah. But look, dude, if you bought the vehicle to do that, don't do it on a busy fucking freeway. Like, none of us have time for that.
Well, and let's be honest, dude. And everybody listen, think this out. How many times have you watched somebody do that and then pass them 2 minutes down the road?
Yeah.
Because they got up behind traffic anyway?
Yep. I've thought to myself, and I know a lot of dads do this, if any of those son of a bitches manage to do something stupid, and I get a phone call saying my daughter's been in a car accident,
Oh, look out.
he better be out of the scene before I show up. Because I don't care if a cop's there or not. He's going to get pummeled. I will beat the fuck out of him just for his stupidity.
I think that's a pretty common parent feeling, I would bet. Again, I don't know, but I can...
I'll go to jail, and I'll be happy.
Oh, fucking dude. Listen, I respect the law, and I respect laws when they make sense. Totally behind it. It'd be anarchy without it.
Yep.
I'll go to jail if I have to.
Yep.
They're open every day, 24 hours a day.
Yep. I'll get three meals a day and a roof over my head.
Right. Yeah.
Just for the fact of being karma.
Yeah. I'm willing to let somebody remember a mistake they made, even if it means me giving up some time for that. Yeah. I totally agree with that, buddy. Fuck that. Like,
yep. Yeah. You hurt my kids, my wife, my family doing something stupid in traffic, driving a vehicle. Because let's face it, we're all driving 3,000-pound death machines,
Yeah, sure we are.
right? Yeah. And the minute that you make that into a weapon, and I call weaponizing that, is when those fucking douche twats are driving in and out and dodging in and out of traffic. No, now you've weaponized your car. Fuck off.
And I'm sure, if I was honest with myself and anybody listening, maybe I did that a bit as a younger man.
Oh, I know I did.
I mean, I'm sure I probably drove like a jackass a bunch of times until I learned better. Like, I shouldn't be maybe so judgmental, but
Yeah. Oh, well, I think that comes with age.
I also like being judgmental. It's fun, like,
Yeah.
especially when I only have to care about my own opinion, really. Like,
Does it keep you a little humble?
listen, humble's great. It's kind of overrated sometimes. Like, I was humble for a long time when I was like young and fat and fucking like unpopular kid in like the junior high school. Like, I had lots of humble years. I'm good. Like, I'll stop being humble now. Like, how about everybody go fuck themselves in the count of 3 and I'll just do me.
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
But again, as always, man, it's really easy for me to talk shit. I have so few responsibilities.
Yeah.
I got to keep myself alive, try to have a happy marriage with my wife, and not burn my house to the ground.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
I sleep pretty good, not knowing I got 3 little like wailing banshee kids out there just trying to not fuck their lives up. So,
Yeah.
not to suggest that's the position your kids are in, but if you narrow it all down, boil it right down, they're trying to stay alive and have a reasonable life. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's the goal as parents to, try to raise functional adults.
so I know we're talking about on the road here today, but let me just side note here. This is just a ranty episode anyway for anybody listening. We were just talking shit here today. What if one of your kids all of a sudden became the... Oh, John didn't realize how loud that porn was going to be on
God,
there.
that was fucking
Get it
horrible.
over with, buddy. No,
Nope,
everybody's going to listen now. You're fucking pot committed.
No, I'm
Everybody
good
going to
fucking-
listen to the 10 seconds of you pouring liquid into that showing up fucking audio. Great podcasting, folks. Fucking John's killing me over here just so he can drink more of his coffee out of his fancy. Is that one Stanley?
No, this is a Starbucks cup.
Oh, I meant your thermos, buddy.
No, it's a Slim. Or
Some other brand. Okay.
No.
All right. You done making fucking noise now, I assume?
Fuck,
All
man,
right.
yeah.
Thanks everybody for being patient while John fucked this whole thing up.
Look, I need coffee.
What I was going to ask you
fuck.
was, what would be your reaction? I know it's going to be kind of a vague question. It's definitely off topic here, but again, that's where we're at today. What if one of your kids turned out to be one of these kids that you hear about? Oh yeah, Sally's come home in the cop cruiser 3 or 4 times, and every time the phone rings late, I fucking don't know what she's up to this time or vice. Man, what are you gonna do if one of your kids turns that way? Like, let me give you an example. This is broad topic. Let me narrow it down. Okay, it's Saturday as we're recording today, right? Your daughter's out. One of your daughters is out doing their own thing tonight, and you get a call at 12:45 a.m. now, right?
Yeah.
Listen, we busted up a party here, and it looks like your daughter might be responsible for a few troublesome things that were happening at this party. Would you like to come down and pick her up at the station or whatever? We're going to need you to do that. I mean,
Nope, they're sitting there.
they're sitting there.
Oh, fuck yeah. No, my kids have all gotten that speech already. Be like, look, if you did something stupid and you're in jail for it, don't call me
How long are you leaving them there?
until they get released.
Holy fuck, okay.
No, motherfucker, look, if you're dumb enough to do something that's going to land you in jail for an extended period of time, you're fucking sitting there. That is the consequences of your actions.
Okay. I was asking your opinion. You gave it to me. Thank you. Let me add a layer onto this.
Okay.
Are you really going to be able to let one of your kids sit in jail, man?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Because they're going to be in the warm tank. They ain't going to be in Gen Pop. They're going to be in a holding cell.
What just happened there?
Fucking thermos took over.
Listen, John's killing me with this thermos today. Holy fuck it. Thanks for everybody being patient. Holy Jesus. I think it was our first fucking day at this. Anyways, go ahead, buddy.
No, fucking, they're not going to be in Gen Pop. Leave them sit there. Let them think about their fucking actions.
Sitting there in the drunk tank with every other drunk asshole.
Yep.
I mean, it's a learning lesson. Don't get me wrong. Not that I would know personally. I've never spent any time in the drunk tank. But
I never have, thank God.
I can assume. Don't, buddy. I can assume they'd learn some serious life lessons over the span of
24, 48 hours for the weekend?
if you were, I'm assuming, if you got no previous record of any kind, like not a rap sheet, as
Right.
people call it or whatever, right? Hey, they bust up a party and it turns out that you're the one who bought the booze, you're the one that brought some joints or whatever. Like, you're getting let out in the morning as long as you're sobered up, wouldn't you
Yep.
think? Like,
Yep.
because at that point it's a ticket, right? Like, are you getting, now if it's something that the judge got to arraign you, well, then better hope you don't show up on Saturday night.
Yeah.
'Cause the judge ain't coming till Monday morning.
Exactly. And if that's the case, then I'm going to work. They can fucking sit there and figure that shit out.
I like your attitude, man. I don't think I could do it.
An easy attitude to have.
I think my heart would get the better of me. I'd let them sweat for a few hours or whatever. But I mean, I can't imagine letting them sit there till they let them out on their own recognizance.
Right. Now, if they can come up with, even if they lie to me, right, and said, no, Dad, I was not part of this. I just happened to be there. I'm guilty by association. Yes, I had a few drinks, but I didn't do this. Then, yeah, I'm probably going to go pick them up. But if the cops are saying, no, like, she did this and she supplied this and she had this on her person, and be like, yeah,
So-
no, she's fucked.
If she's getting ticketed, you'll go get her. If she's getting charged, no.
If
If she got to see the judge, you're not going to pick her up, is what you're saying?
no, fuck no. No, because then it's serious. And like, because look, we've all been in a situation to where other people have got us in trouble.
Right.
Right. I understand that. Be like, no, dude, like, this on them. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably go pick her up. But for the most part, nah. You're sitting there. Especially if you were boozed up or stoned or something like that and you got busted, you got popped. Yeah, there's a good lesson.
Oh, if you're driving,
Have a good seat.
If you're driving, certainly. Like, I get not. I'm
Right.
behind. Don't drink and drive. Like,
Right.
that is
No. At a
we just
party.
talk. Yeah, we just talked. Dangerous enough, right?
Right.
Driving without getting people hurt, without a bunch of people being fucked up on whatever. Like, yeah, no, I think not drinking and driving is important. But I mean, these days, if you got to be 21 still. If they bust up a party and you're 19 and you got some beers in you, like, how many of them kids do they think they're really dragging to the clink, who don't, again, have any sort of previous regular run-ins with the law? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
If it's a one-off or whatever, like, that's different. But I mean, is that really happening that much?
I don't know.
Again,
I don't know.
there's parts of me that almost wish that early in our marriage, like lots of marriages, my wife and I had a kid or two, because I'm curious about what the experience would be like right now if I had a early teen child.
Or who you'd be.
Or who, oh man, I'd certainly be different. My attitude would be way different.
Right.
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 And
it does
I'm
change things.
and I'm old school enough and willing to admit it. I would certainly treat boys and girls way different.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
Right.
For
They
sure.
would get the same lessons and love and attitude out of me because I give that same thing to my nieces and nephews and friends' kids, right?
Right.
But I mean, how the world works,
Yep.
those are different conversations.
Those are different. No, I'm a very, very big proponent of, you know what? Let the universe slap the kids around a little bit,
Interesting.
because society will help correct things.
Well, you would hope.
You would hope. Now, I ain't got much hope left anymore, but
Yeah, see,
that's for a different.
So that's a different podcast. That's sliding down what's going on with society.
But as far as my kids are concerned, no, like, I love all of my kids equally. I don't have a favorite. I will let them sit and stew if they're in trouble. I don't have a single problem with that.
Now, back to our kind of original rant here. Are they, you don't have to, like, don't name names, but are they all equally skilled drivers, or is one of them just nerve-wracking compared to the other ones, or two, or all?
No, one of them, just,
So that's bad. Like, for the people who can't see John's face, that was the bad.
yeah, I will not buy her a car yet. She's not ready.
Okay. Well, that answers that.
She's got a lot more lessons to go.
Okay. And obviously, I won't ask you any more details, so the ages aren't.
Yep.
We don't want to narrow nobody down here. Of
I think
course.
she'll get there when her priorities start to match her needs.
If you don't feel like you need a vehicle to get yourself places, there's no no need to learn how to do it, right? There's no incentive.
No
the word I
incentive,
was
yeah,
struggling
yeah.
over there. Yeah, I can get that, sure.
Yep.
Of course, that does still narrow it down because it's the one without the license, but still.
Still.
The name out there, not out there for the public. Well,
She'll get there.
the lessons go, right? I know my niece and nephew back home, it took both them a couple tries to really knock it out of the park, but one of my nephews here, same thing, like, hey, it happens, right?
Right.
As long as, I guess, the occasional aggressive move in traffic, well, that's one thing. Everybody got to do that now.
Well, yeah.
It's when it's a habit.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I know I can push myself into their life up there right at the last minute at the exit. I'm just going to do that. It's way easier than waiting.
Right.
Some people have that attitude.
Oh, a lot of people have that attitude.
Yeah.
A lot of people have that attitude.
Dude, I'll tell you, I wasn't in the service van very long. It was one of the first like snowy, cold days, and little ice came down, I remember. And I had to take a loop around the block to take an uphill jag back to getting into my space, because when I touched the brakes, I just slowly slid right past my turnoff. Right? It was icy and shit. I go down, I go around. As I'm coming back up the hill to pull in, there was a car coming in behind me. I don't remember what sort of vehicle, but there's a lane on one side, a lane on the other, and then a turning lane in the middle. You can go one side of the street or the other. Well, I'm pulling into that lane to turn in one block up to where the office is, where a shop is.
Yep.
That guy got in the middle lane to pass me because he believed I was going too slow in the snow and the ice. He passed me in that center lane. I almost took him out.
Passed you in the turning lane.
And I'm not talking like the freeway or a highway. Like, it's a residential part of fucking Roseville. Like,
Yeah.
just
Fucking douche twat.
city street. Like, couldn't believe it. And then you see that sort of jackassery every snowstorm, every icy day.
And those are the times in my commercial rig, in my company rig, I wouldn't have a problem turning into them. Not one.
No, yeah. Oh, that one? I mean, yeah, in retrospect,
Be like,
it had been my truck.
sorry.
Yeah, I've been like, well. Yeah, you're in that much of a rush. Like, by the way, the second you get over the next hill, car has no traction. Trust me. I know.
Right. Right.
I almost didn't mind watching. Like, I almost kept past, but then I would have had to loop around the block again. So
Right.
those are the temptations.
Yeah. I fucking hate people driving.
It's getting worse, which is why I just wanted to rant about it for a minute today. Get it out of my system. Like, it's fucking brutal some days out there.
Yep. And every time, it's completely different in my personal truck. Nobody fucking cuts me off in my personal truck. Not one.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often with me.
Right. And no, I really don't have a problem when people are buzzing up when they know that the lane's ending and they're trying to pass and force their way in. I don't have a single problem forcing those fuckers out onto the goddamn shoulder. I have taken one on a ride. He rode the shoulder, a very rough shoulder of a road, for about a quarter to a half a mile because he refused to slow down. And I stayed right next to him.
Yeah, see, that's just somebody being a jackass, right?
Yep. I do not have a problem doing it.
Again, if you're the one on the highway or freeway, it's their responsibility to speed.
Yep.
Yeah,
I was waiting for him to smack a couple of mailboxes.
Oh, sure, yeah. Public service announcement. We've
Yep.
said it before. Yeah, the person not on the highway or freeway, your fucking responsibility.
Yep.
Yeah, this is for young apprentices out there who are driving like assholes to get to work. Don't do it.
Don't do it. I'd rather have you show up late than get into an accident anyway.
Oh, look, I know they, again, no politics today, but there was talk so many times of defunding the police and this and that and the other. Man, the police on the highway are the only thing keeping that from being Mad Max.
Oh, yeah.
Because you think you're going to be able to drive like that? Like, there's people out there who don't give a shit about the paint and body and stuff on their vehicles, and a lot of them people driving bigger vehicles than you. Man,
Yep.
like, you're the same people not getting punched in the mouth because there's cameras and witnesses around for talking shit about stuff. Like, that's the same jackass who's driving like that, right?
Yep. Because they get away with it until they don't.
Right, until they don't. I hope you fall off your bike and knock your two front teeth out, John. I think about it every time somebody drives like that in front of me from Wedding Crashers.
Oh, yeah.
I think about it every time.
Every time.
Yeah. I think that's the happy thing that crosses my mind to make me smile, so I don't have road rage.
Oh, God. Real quick. I had a fantastic experience. I was going down I-90, and it was middle of winter, right? I'm in my pickup. I've got it in all-wheel drive, and I'm doing like 50, right? And it's shitty outside. And here comes this little car behind me. this little, I forget, I think it was like a little Honda Civic. And he is just hauling ass, right? Way over driving that little car in this fucking weather, right?
But mommy put snow tires on it, so it's fine. Go
Right.
ahead.
Fucking blows by me. Fucking flashing his lights and all that shit, saying I'm going too slow. I'm not kidding. A mile up the road, he fucking slammed into the end of a fucking bridge barrier. Car done. Just done. And he's already standing outside of his car. And he's trying to flag me down. I honked and waved as I drove by. I'm like, nah. It's the middle of winter and it's 20 degrees outside. Fucker, you're going to deal with your actions.
And understandably, the advertisement and phone numbers and company stuff that's on the outside of my van keeps me from doing a lot of the things I want to do on the road.
Yeah.
Because I would slow down and stop a person like flagging me down after driving like a jackass like that. And then the second they get up by the window, just drive away.
Yeah.
No cursing them out, no flipping nobody off. Doesn't mean all that. Just, oh, look at this nice citizen. Give them a little relief from it. Oh, this guy's going to help me out. No, I'm not.
No.
See ya, you fucking prick. Like,
Son of a bitch.
yeah, it just seems to be getting worse. And I think it's this time of year because we're all driving a little slower with the bad weather. So they stand out a little more. People driving like fucking idiots. I like the people who will hold the center line, and then when you do the same thing after passing them, they're right against the line. Their tires may be on it. The second you get over and kind of squeeze them a little, just see all then it's honks and swerves. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's all right when you do it. Like,
right.
Who knew the king of the universe drives on the same highway I do?
Right.
Wow.
Exactly.
Lucky
right.
me.
Lucky you.
So
I love it when the lanes are merging, one lane ending, and then you get that son of a bitch that goes right in the middle of them all and blocks everything. When I had my Charger, I would intentionally pass him because I had more than enough power to get by him, and very, very quickly. And then I'd push them into their lane. Be like, no. Because what you're doing there is completely illegal. If you're coming up to a lane merger and you cross that center line and ride that center line, that is completely illegal.
lines are there for a reason.
Lines are there for a reason. Lane, right? It's called zipper merging for everybody in the area. If you don't understand what a zipper merge is, look it up, study it. You'll help us all out. But if you ride that center line, if you straddle that center line to block all the traffic so nobody can pass you, nah. Like, I didn't have a problem fucking pushing you back into your lane. I get a little bit of a dickish string in me.
Oh, again, dude, I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often than me. Me driving a rolling billboard keeps me a better driver. Not a better driver. I think I'm a perfectly good driver. A nicer, more friendly driver than I would be in my own vehicle sometimes.
Yep. And all the shit that I force people, like, say, forcing them onto the shoulder, that's in my personal raid. I don't do that.
I realize.
Truck,
I realize that. Yeah. But again, they so rarely do it when I'm driving my pickup.
Yep.
You know. Again, crotch rocket assholes. Stop driving like that. Fucking
Yeah, no shit.
get out of town. Get yourself some space.
Yeah, then open her up.
This ain't the 405 in fucking Long Beach. Don't split lanes here. You're gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if you need an adrenaline rush, all right, good for you. But fucking, you're definitely gonna fucking die.
Yeah, go skydiving.
Yeah, do something. But anyways, yeah, sorry, buddy. I just like rant out about the road today. I've seen so many shitty drivers the last little while. It's making me crazy. On a last note, it's also parking lots now. The people who will cut across
the fucking parking spaces,
perpendicular to how the
lanes
driveways go, the laneways go. And then here's the worst part about that one, buddy. 50-50 no matter what. If you're sitting in your vehicle in a parking lot, as long as you're in it with the keys in it, 50-50. They don't have something on video showing the person was driving erratically or committing a crime or something. You're fucked. Your insurance companies are splitting that. Now, if you're not in the vehicle, obviously you can't be blamed, right?
Right.
You could just be sitting there, eating a hamburger, checking a receipt, whatever, leaving the store. Somebody comes crashing into you, 50-50.
Unless you got it recorded.
Stop fucking driving perpendicular in parking lots. Yeah. You're going to get somebody killed.
Yeah.
And it might be you because I'm at the end of my fucking rope.
Right. You know, when I started driving, that was completely illegal. It would have been your fault for crossing across the parking spaces.
Right. But if they split the difference with the other insurance company now, Well, then they can put both your insurances up.
Yep.
It's like a hand wash, and you hand wash my hand, I'll wash yours situation.
Yep.
And saves them the legal expense of going fighting it all out. Nah, insurance company A, we'll just split it with B, but oh, by the way, your rate's going up. We're going to make all that money back in 3 years anyway, so what do you fuck care?
Yep. Yep. And it's private property.
And it's private property. A lot of times it's private property.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah, so anybody out there, if you can think of any great occasions to see any great videos of people driving like fuck nuts, we want to see it all, because John and I have been heated about this for a couple days here. So
Oh, fuck. I've been heated about it for years.
yeah, wanted to get it all out here.
Fucking douche nuts.
Yeah, thank you everybody for being our unintentional, involuntary therapy.
Yeah.
Although I guess we're not forcing you to listen, so it's voluntary.
Right. Right. This is our soundboard.
Right. Any other complaints about your the driving stuff you're seeing on the road? Sorry, I'm giggling here. Just as we're recording, my brother just sent me something about our last episode about the tools and pointed out a couple that he thought we should have included.
Oh, yeah.
I'm wondering if they're ones that are more popular in Canada. But anyway, side note. Go back and listen to that episode first.
No, I ain't got nothing more. Just people are fucking assholes. Stop running red lights and stop signs and shit. Even if you're turning right. Fucking stop it.
Yeah, slow down a little, leave a little earlier. Holy fuck. Don't get yourself or somebody else killed on the road. It's just going to make your day shitty. So yeah, send everything you got. At ISAW Podcast on Instagram, ISAWpodcast at gmail.com for now. And of course, the website is isawpodcast.com. It's isawpodcast at gmail.com for the yeah, my brother keeps distracting me. That's what I get for not completely silenced my phone. Sorry, I fucked the end up because of that. But anyways, thanks everybody for listening, John.
Hit us up.
Yeah, hit us up. And even though we weren't really talking trade stuff today, I guess kind of. Until next week, remember, your world keeps the world working. Thanks for listening to a quick rant episode today.
All right.
All right, good luck out there. Thanks, John.
Thank you.